Good morning, traders. How are you all doing today? Today is April 3rd, 2025. Market opens in about 5.5 minutes, and we're getting set up to see what happens with the overall market. The markets are down another 4.5% today on a massive sell off. So we are going to be going long or short today on the markets. But I do believe we're probably going to be going short. Um, as the markets look very bearish. I'm probably the only person online who shares every single one. But this can go very bullish too. We want to be aware of that. This is a critical level here, 453.86. Give me just a second to get our links spread around. You guys are all having a great day. Looks like QQQ trying to push up. I have a small position in SQQQ. Figured I'd get 10 shares to start it out in case it pushed up. But of course, seeing this resistance here, probably should have waited. Nonetheless, though, we're going to see how high this pushes up and then load up on our SQQQ for our next leg down. So very excited to see how the day plays out. And I welcome you guys to another live trading session. This is your first time tuning in. Definitely smash that like button if you find value, and consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. All right. Let's get these links shared. Copy. Boom. Usually I'll let the Discord members know first, and then our Facebook community. Okay. Post. All right. QQQ trying to push up before market open. Probably get a little bit of bullish, a little bit of the bulls come into play, getting some buying pressure as people anticipate this as the bottom, but this doesn't have to be the bottom. As you can see here, last night, huge sell-off due to Trump signing, not just announcing, but signing for there to be tariffs. And not only just tariffs, I mean, he's putting like a 36% tariff on China, and he's putting tariffs on all these countries, high tariffs. And then he wants a universal tariff of 10% on all the other countries. So it's very interesting to see that this is happening. You know, I knew he was very strong-minded about putting in the tariffs, and he's signing executive orders and whatever it is he's signed to put those into effect. And as a result, I guess everyone assumed he was bluffing because he didn't bluff. He did it. He signed the order, and as a result, the markets nosedived yesterday over 5%. That is insane. 5%. It's unheard of. It's unprecedented, as we should say. Nonetheless, markets did sell off. We had an SQQQ position. We sold our SQQ position at $38.66. We had 70 shares and we sold at $38.30. Guys, and 38.66. 38.66 was right here. We could be up 37, 14, 21, $200 today if we would have held our short from yesterday. But hey, shoulda, coulda, woulda. It's not what we like to do here. We still locked in over $75 in profits yesterday. So definitely go back and watch that live stream as you get to see it all live. My emotions, how I reacted when it started to sell off, me locking in profits, me cutting my losses as it crosses over that line. And I feel like we did a really good job yesterday. managing our risk. So. All right, QQQ pushing up. We love to see it. Right now, we're looking at the 1 minute time frame just because the market is about to open in about 30 minutes. So we are going to watch the markets, be a little patient. I already messed up by buying a little early on SQQQ, anticipating a breakout. And my breakout strategies never end up working. This double top here, clear indication that, hey, this is gonna sell off a little bit. But 10 shares isn't that big of a deal, about $400. When we do catch that low and we identify, hey, it's gonna 40, holy moly, markets are open. If it bounces off of 40.56, then we can buy more. And if it sells off all the way down to 39s, we could buy even more. So we could buy over, 60 shares still. All we have to do is be patient. QQQ pushing up here, going to be testing this 45-day exponential moving average. Let's see if it does push up above it. We could get some bullish sentiment. Like I said, like this pushed up majority of the day yesterday and then sold off, obviously. Days prior, sold off and then pushed up, sold off, pushed up. So a lot of volatility. And then the day before that, it sold off and then pushed up for the majority of the day. So, a couple different areas of opportunity here. Let's see what's going off. Clean Spark. Yeah, it's just showcasing that everything is down today. Everything is in the red. I mean, Apple is down 8% overnight. Microsoft was down more. It's only down 2% now. Nvidia down 5%. Amazon down 6.5%. AVGO down 6.5%. Meta down 6.5%. So Tesla down 4.5%, was a little lower pre-market. And I do apologize for all the alerts, but man, they are going off. Everything is down. SQQQ is up 11% on the day, guys. 11% on the day. Synex is in range for me to buy if I wanted to. Ask is at 17.28, 17.22. I was thinking about buying Synex now that it's within that buy range for a nice swing above. We'll hold up on that. I mean, Tempest AI is down 6%. Celsius is down 6. Synex is down 7. Palantir is down 5%. SoFi is down 5%. SMCI is down almost 10% today. Lunar down 7%. And Sound down 6%. Now, Sound, this was something I wanted to potentially buy into at 789s. And then also Lunar at 750. Lunar at 750 to $8. Lunar and Synex. See where Lunar's trading at? I'd love to catch a few shares here. I traded it yesterday. I bought it 750 and I sold it 817 for 67 cents in profit per share. I got my alerts set. I'm thinking 780, a break above, 750, break below for Lunar. We're going to be paying attention to that company. I like to trade it. And Synex, we're going to be looking at this break above 1750 again. Now it's below it. And right now it's currently at 1718, so it's continuing to sell off on Synex. And this can sell off even more, especially with the market conditions that we're in right now. So I'm going to bring this back down to 1725 because I want to pay close attention to Synex today. Synex and Lunar for those breaks above or below. And then let's go back to our QQQ. QQQ pushing up, very nice gap up. And this is fine. This is what we want to see. We want it to test the moving average. It could actually get above the moving average, and then it could just flush and sell off. We could be very bullish going from here, as we have reached a pretty critical low at 453. And this could continue to sell off here at this level here, 459. So we're going to be patient. SQQQ, want to probably start buying a few shares down in this area. So we're going to buy 10 at 40.50. And that brought my average down significantly from 41.46 down to 41 even. Okay. And again, QQQ can go up even more, but we're just anticipating that this does pull back, and we're just buying at a better level for ourselves. Now, if this pushes up to 465, then we'll buy even more in that 465 range. We're just being patient right now, slowly adding to our position when it makes sense. How are y'all doing today? Good morning, good morning. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. What should our poll be for today? Will QQQ sell off to 450 and lower today? Boom. What do you guys think? Let me know what you think. Do you think the overall market will go down to 450 today? Because if we lose 453 as support, it'll drop to 450 easily. Let me know. Do you think the market, think it'll go down to 450? I also think so. I think, in my opinion, it will. But we could get a huge rebound first. It can go all the way up to this moving average and then flush. I mean, like in this day, it went up 2.8%. It went up 3% before giving it all back. 3%, it was down 5%. The day prior, it pushed up 1.5% or more and then gave it all back. Currently up 1% now, and it's giving it back, retesting. Causing a ruckus. Yeah, I think I'm gonna not trade the rest of the week. Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that, but that's okay. That's okay to understand and identify that when you don't feel comfortable. There's nothing wrong with waiting for confirmation or just sitting on the sidelines. That's okay. Sometimes the best position to take, guys, is no position at all. Literally, especially if you're trying to preserve your capital for a good setup. There's nothing wrong with that. Cynics. See, look, back up to 1730. And get that nice little dip that I want. Or is this going to sell off even more? We're going to buy 10 shares, well, 9 shares. Do you see that? How I had a tracker share way up here at like 18? And as soon as I bought 9 shares, it brought it all the way down to 1746. So right now it's at 1733. And as this pushes up, even if it pushes up just a little bit, you know, back to the moving average, we could be up $12 on this small trade. We only took about 10 shares, $173. And then if I hold it or add more to it as signs of direction goes back up to, you know, even these $20 marks, there's resistance, even $20 or $20.50 can make $30 to $35, 15 to 20%. So this could be a 15 to 20% profit trade. And we can always add more to Synex as it goes up. But right now this is risky because of tariffs. But I want you to see this bigger picture over time. Look at this. 20% there. What's that? 25% profit there. Another 20% profit there. Another 27% profit there. So if this stays on track with the pattern that it's creating, we can make, you know, 15, 20%. If we get a breakout, it can go up to 35% profit, even 50% profit from the highs of $25. So really paying attention to Synex and starting a small swing trading position in it. Yeah, getting a little bit more comfortable with swing trades this year on this account. Nothing wrong with that. Okay, and I'm going to keep you guys up to date on all of it. So make sure you guys subscribe to the channel so you can get those updates on these companies when they sell off or push up when I lock in profits. Okay, now it is above the moving average. So this is where patience is going to come in, okay? Kristen, all med stocks go up, big pharma, causing ruckus. At least in the stock market, I've been making 2% on crypto trades on the regular. Good, good. And stick to what you're trading. Like, stick to what you're good at. You know, if you're making 2% on crypto trades, then stick with crypto trades. Don't try to pivot. Don't try to transition for more. You know, hey, maybe I learn futures and I'll make 5 or 10%, or maybe I do options and I'll make 20 or 50%. Don't do that to yourself. Don't do that to yourself. If you're making profits, 2% is really good. Double down on it. Put your capital in there. And then once you're good enough to where, okay, now you're actually super consistent, you're making profits, then maybe you can take some of those profits and try some of these other platforms if you want. But I know guys who trade only futures. I know guys who trade only crypto, only stocks. I know a guy who only trades Tesla. That's it. He doesn't trade anything else but Tesla. Tesla, Tesla, Tesla. Every day he's asking me about Tesla. What do you think about Tesla today? And I'm like, you're the expert here, bud. You're the one that trades it every single day and has been for quite some time. And he's made some decent money on it. So whatever works for you is perfectly good for you, right? Okay, you're getting a retest here. Actually, it got a nice strong rejection. I mean, I would imagine this would probably go down even more now, but of course, no one thinks this can go lower. Let's see it retest the moving average on the 1 minute. Man, my internet is really choppy, isn't it? Yeah, it's really choppy. Sorry about that, guys. Do apologize. Some days it's good, some days it's not. I don't know why. Don't know. I'm gonna have to call Starlink, complain. Let me speak with Elon. Just kidding. He would not take my call. Nor would I waste his time. That's funny. Hey, could you see if the maybe baby's Wi-Fi's are on?
Yeah.
Thank you. My beautiful wife brought me some coffee. Oh my God, it's so hot. It's so delicious. No worries, we're still here to hang. Did you hear that Elon will leave Doge soon? Yeah, I don't know. I think that was an April Fool's joke. But I also did hear, yeah, he's planning on leaving Doge after saving like so many, like $1 trillion or something. Also, I mean, his Tesla stock is suffering. Most of his businesses are suffering in some way. I mean, I know he has people there in his absence, but you know, still, he's like the main figure, main iconic. You know, he's the head. He's the head honcho. All right, if this gets rejected off of here and begins to make lower lows, we are getting in more on SQQQ. I bought at the bottom at 40.57. Should have bought some more at 40.36. That would have been really nice, but this has a long way to go, and we want to make sure that we're patient with this, okay? We don't want this to flush down to 37, and then we're actually down, you know, $75, right? We'd have to manage our risk very well. But I do believe that the overall market can sell off even more, and we're just being patient. Strong rejection candle on the 5 minute. Looking at the 30 minute, it just could not get back above any of these previous levels at the moment. On the 1 hour, it's actually back below the 9 EMA, and it's extremely below that moving average. That's why I thought maybe we can get a nice bounce back. As you can see, It'll push all the way up to try to get as close to this moving average as possible, and then it got rejected. And then it tried one more time. It got as close as it could to this moving average and got rejected. So, I mean, it could very easily, come on, guys, it can very easily push all the way back up a 5% rally, and we could be toast, okay? I want you to know that. This is extremely volatile. I wouldn't even say this is good to trade for beginners because the overall direction is so horrible right now. Like, I would have rather you traded in this horizontal pattern because at least you could be buying in at 500, 505s and selling when it hits 530s, right? That's a nice horizontal pattern that you could play over and over and over and over. Oops, I missed one. Uh-oh, it goes down and back up, you're fine. But this one, you're like, it misses one. You could be selling off for 2 weeks, right? So everyone's anticipating for the markets to rebound. And they're going to. The market will rally. And we're going to go from trading SQQQ and shorting the overall market to actually trading TQQQ and holding a significant position into it. Okay? I would love to buy into TQQQ more than I would SQQQ. Okay? Why? Because when you look at the overall chart on TQQQ, on a weekly basis, you see a nice uptrend. Yeah, there's a lot of this choppiness, but overall, it's been going up ever since, right? SQQQ, on the other hand, has done nothing but go down and go down and go down. And so this is not something you would want to hold ever. You would never want to hold SQQQ. Betting against the market is extremely risky. But because we are in a bear market right now, it's not as risky as trying to catch the bottom on TQQQ, right? This whole time you could have been saying, oh, this is the bottom. Nope. Oh, this is the bottom. Nope. This is the bottom. Nope. Okay, it's starting to rally. Here we go. We're starting to push up. Nope. And gets rejected. So now is not the time to be greedy either. I did notice that the other day. I failed to lock in profits early. Huge sharp dive. I went from up 50 to down 100 and had to wait the entire day to go back up to pretty much break even again, right? And that's not the kind of trading you want to put yourself through. You don't want to buy at a high and then sell and then hold your position and wait for it to recover all day, right? Like buying at 60 here would have came all the way down to 55 and then pushed up to 60 again, right? We don't like that kind of trading. We want to trade on this movement right here. When it's showing clear direction of going up, we want to catch that trade going up. As soon as it starts curling over, then we get out of that trade and we wait for another setup. Just like with this one. It wants to curl over and it doesn't look like it's able to. I love to see it. Here we go. Let's get some selling pressure in here. I'm literally at my moving average, and also I wouldn't add to any more of this either. I got in way too high at 41.46. I bought some low to compensate, 40.57, and now we have an average of 41.01. Now as this starts to push up, I'd love for this to break 41.70, 41.75. And actually, I'd really love to add, but I don't think we're going to. Look at this. Could be bouncing off of that. Yep. Look at that. We're going to wait. This could flush very easily. And if this flushes down to 40s, I want to make sure I have capital to be able to buy at those $40 levels. So I don't want to add just right now. So if I could buy 40 shares at 40 and I have 20 at 41, or let's just do it this way. 20 shares at 41 and then 20 shares at $40, I'd have a 40 share price at 40.50. That'd be beautiful. Now, if I buy 40 shares at $40, it'd be more like 40.25, if I'm not mistaken. And from 40.25 to 40.75, that'd be a nice $1.50 per share on, I mean, that's only 60 shares right there. So 60, 90, it's like $100 day. And that's just to get to this resistance level if it was to push back to $40, right? Doesn't mean it has to. It can continue to push up from right here. We could take our $20 or 20 shares, I'm sorry, and make, 15 bucks or so on this move. If it breaks, great. If it doesn't, then we'll sell and we'll get out and we'll wait for another setup. I'd love to add more to it, but again, very risky. This can easily push up. And that's what we want to do here. I want to showcase to you patience. That patience is very important when trading. Yes, you have a solid trade plan, or maybe you don't have a solid trade plan, but you're only going to find out by either waiting or taking the trade. And you can find out both ways. You can literally find out if your trade plan works without ever taking a trade at all. And that's the beauty of it. You don't need to risk money, especially when you're first learning. Coffee time. Bitcoin pleading to 450. I believe QQQ is going to go to 450 as well. What's our poll say? Will QQQ sell off to 450? 40% say yes. 60% are saying no right now. That's very interesting. I'd love to know why you think it's not going to go to 450. 450 is right here, guys. We're at 453 twice. Okay, double bottom. Now, it could push up to test that moving average. I'm not saying it can't. We've seen it happen before and then flush down. You could also test that 45 EMA right here. Oh, shoot. What? Oh, my internet's better. Okay. Could even do a flush from here to here. And then come down. It's a double bottom right now. I'm looking at a double bottom. Right? But it's below this moving average. It needs to get above that moving average or it's going to continue to get rejected and sell off. It's got to get above that moving average. So it needs to get above 460. And it needs to get below, I say 457. And let's go 450, 650. And there it goes, pushing up. Very nice, solid push. No one's saying it's not. And no one's saying it can't rally. That's why I wanted to be patient, right? If I would have bought another 20 shares here anticipating it to go up, I'd be down even more right now, right? I'm only down 1%, but that's nothing. I want to buy at 40s. I want to buy at 39.80s. And I should have waited. There's no reason. I was trying to catch this breakout. I should have known better. Patience is going to be better, right? If I would have waited 10 more minutes, I would have known this was a bad spot to buy. But also, I wanted to just get a piece of skin in here in case it did break out. 10 shares isn't much at all. Very, very light position with 10 shares. So, all right. Like to see it. Let's see this push up even more, and I will buy even more of it, right? Even 40-60s are tempting. 40-50s, 40-60s, those are tempting levels to buy, right? Because look at this. As long as it doesn't break this. Do you see that? Let me go to the 5-minute. Sorry. See this here? Pre-market resistance, all pre-market. It was resistance. It was red. This was resistance. And now it got above it, which creates a strong support. Pushed up to the next resistance, pushed down to support. Now let's see what happens. Now it's just testing that moving average. I'm going to delete that line. We don't really need to see that line. But basically right where it is where pre-market resistance was. Same thing with QQQ. It can't seem to get above, well, this level now, which is the moving average, but earlier couldn't get above 461.50. And again, patience. I need to do a better job with it as well, because I have a background of pre-market momentum trading as well. So I mean, there's companies that'll shoot up 100% in like a 1 to 5 minute candle. So you're like, gotta be quick, and you don't want to miss out on that candle and that move, and that's a whole different style of trading. You almost have to completely forget about momentum trading when you trade these ETFs, because they're slow. Some of these ETFs can be very slow. Now, like this quick drop here, this was a 5 minute candle. And those are the ones that I would experience during pre-market hours, either up or down. But within a 5 minute period, you could lose 10, 20, 50%. So very risky. But when it does find direction, it'll usually stay the course of that direction for quite some time. Or trade horizontally, right? We could see a lot of horizontal patterns today. And here we go, pushing up. Maybe not. Let's see. It's still getting rejected off of that moving average. And I have plenty of money to load up here. I could even set my buy order to buy at 40s. I would not mind buying at 40s at all. We're going to delete that line. That was irrelevant. Bitcoin. Let's look at Bitcoin. Got a subscriber asking. Yeah, same area, that we've been talking about over the last, let's see. Yeah. I bring it up, and same thing every week. You know what I mean? We noticed the support here at 81.5, called that out. Look at that. We called resistance out back here at 88.30 or 88.300, and it touched 88.400 like clockwork. And now it's back to that support. So, I mean, looking at this bigger picture, we would assume that this would bounce back up a nice 8% on Bitcoin. But also it's some weird way correlated now with the NASDAQ. So if the NASDAQ sells off, guys, I mean, doesn't this look just like the NASDAQ? On the 4-hour chart, all this support, all this selling pressure, and then we pull up QQQ on the 1 hour. Or let's go 30 minute. And now let's go 1 hour. Let's go 4 hour. Same thing here. A lot of selling pressure, but overall same support level. So I believe if the NASDAQ market rallies, then Bitcoin could rally too. If NASDAQ loses 453 and starts going down to 450, 440, then Bitcoin will follow. That's why we have this alert set and the support level set. Now I can go to 76.6. Yeah, sure, it's been there before. But again, this is a downward trend. Very bearish. Very bearish indeed. It needs to get above these moving averages for the bulls to come out to play. Okay. Good morning, Major. Everything is selling off today. Everything is in the red. And I actually love to see it. Love to see it. All right, getting rejected again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times rejected off of that moving average, guys. It's bound to sell off, right? Doesn't mean it has to. We can get so much consolidation today, it makes you bored. It makes your I don't know. But look at this. Like it could literally just do that all day. Right? I mean, I doubt it will, but but it can. What we want, okay? What we want, it's down here. Tested this, came down, tested it, couldn't break it, tested it, couldn't break it, tested it, couldn't break it, tested it. What we want is either a break above, so that way it can test a new level and then we can get a strong movement, or we want a break below and it'll test this level and maybe we'll get some choppiness in this range before a break below. That's what I want to see today. But because the markets are so volatile right now, it's crazy. It's crazy. Just give me direction. What direction are we going in? Are we getting in TQQQ? I could buy 30 shares of TQQQ. If this breaks, buy 30 shares, it pushes up even $5. That's 150 bucks. Okay, 11% profit on TQQQ. Same with SQQQ. If it decides to go up, you know, we can make some decent money. If QQ would have to make new lows. That's all we're waiting for here, guys. Are we making $100 today shorting the market or going long on the market? Because once it breaks, I believe it's going to rally and continue that momentum whichever direction it takes. It's either going to break this and push up $5, $6, $7, $8, or it's going to break and go down $5, $6, $7, $8, right? You know, $8 would give us $4.65. $8 down would give us $4.50. So we're either going to $4.50 today or $4.65. Look at all this choppiness. Holding on this support level, but also can't break above the moving average. This is consolidation at its finest. Think of it as a rocket. It's building up all the pressure. It's building up all the pressure. It's getting so pressurized, before you know it, it explodes, and you hope it goes up and not blow up by, I guess, going down. But I don't know, maybe not the best example. But there is a battleground here as well. You can consider it a battleground. The bulls, the bears, they're stepping in, they're buying, they're trying to push it higher, but the bears are shorting it and trying to push it lower. And people are buying and selling at the same time during all this chaos. And then you got new people coming in. They don't know what they're doing. They're just kind of walking through the battlefield, looking at everything happen, and they're like, well, it looks like the bears are winning. I guess I'll buy some of that. Or it looks like the bulls might win. Let's just maybe buy some of that. And that is where you don't want to be, guys. You don't want to be wandering around the battlefield wondering what direction to take. You want to be calculated like a sniper. Let these guys battle. Let them fight. Let them fight. What we want to do is, once direction is in our favor and this breaks out, even if it breaks out above us, then boom, we get in our entry. We're like a sniper. We follow it up, follow it up, follow it up. Start seeing signs of, you know, some consolidation right here. And that's where we get out before it comes back down. Like a sniper. And it doesn't always have to go up like that either, but I don't know. I'm just talking to move. But yeah, it could very easily kind of like go up, test that, and once it tests it and validates that it's above it, then we could see major movements to the upside. Major movements to the upside. Or the downside. Just waiting. Oh, shoot. Major, that's funny. You're painting an image of the start of Saving Private Ryan. Yeah. If you guys haven't watched that movie, definitely watch it. It's a good one. The shell shock and silence. Definitely. Just like, what's happening? What's going on? What's all this destruction and chaos? All right, we got 7 votes on will QQQ sell off to 450 or lower today. 57% say yes. 43% say no. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Why yes? Why no? Let's dig into it a little bit more. If you're comfortable, don't want to make anyone uncomfortable here. What is this? What is this? Oh man, maybe we can get a super chat today. That's going to be our goal, guys. 1 super chat. How about that? How about that? 1 super chat and I will go live again tomorrow. No, just kidding. You guys already get that. All right, QQQ selling off. Love to see it. Let's see how low it can go. Let's see. Yeah, I could do that. I will host a Q&A and you guys can just ask me. You can roast me if you want during the Q&A, whatever you want. But let's see if we can get one super chat. Should we make it hard and go 5? Nah. Let's just go 1. One super chat, no matter what the amount is, and I will do a Q&A. You guys can roast me. I'll let you guys roast me and make fun of me if you want. Some people are like, that sounds like fun. Can't wait. And some people are like, why would we do that? I get it. Hey, I get it. All right. So also check out the Discord, guys. We do have the link pinned in the comments section. It's also the first link in the description. Lifetime access, 100% free, no obligation to you. If you get in there, you don't like it, you could just leave. Like literally, you could just leave, no hard feelings. But check it out. You know, you don't lose anything by joining our Discord and checking it out. The only thing that would happen would be you would start to learn how to trade and be a more profitable, more consistent trader. That's pretty much it. That's the only thing that's going to happen if you stick around in the Discord. Lunar is down. Let's check our other position. Synex. Synex is up. Cool. We're at 1746, 10 shares. We got at 1735. So yeah, pushing up. Let's see if we can get to this moving average. We're going to set our alert at 1799. So if this pushes above that, then maybe we decide, hey, maybe we lock in profits, buy a little bit more if it's going to push up to $20. And then let's set our stop at 1735 now. Okay, so if it gets below 1735, maybe we just get out of this. You know, it's already pushed up, gets rejected, you know, up, you know, almost 1% on this. Very small trade, but see, the point is for this, it's going to be a swing trade. So we're going to hold this one either for a day, 2 days, 3 days, a week, to eventually get up to 20. And heck, we can make 35 bucks on 10 shares. So, you know, I get 20 shares, maybe I make a quick $70 on a swing trade. I don't know. I'm excited. Okay, QQQ selling off. Lunar also, I wanted to check out Lunar. Yeah, Lunar's not looking good. This was another one that I wanted to pick up at 750. I feel like 750 would be a great price target yesterday as it was pushing up. And again, we traded this, right? I should have got more shares, but I bought it at 749 and sold it 817. It went from 750 to 850. So that was $1 per share. My only regret is I didn't buy more shares. I only had one tracker share. But my trade plan did work. So it looks like it hit 750 again, testing those yesterday's levels. Downward trend. I think we're going to wait on this one. Let's go down to 770. We put this alert to 750. Let's just be patient. If this goes down to 720 or 7, you know, if it can hold at 750 and push up to 850, there's another $1 per share. I could buy 2 of Lunar right now and make $200 if it pushes up. So again, patience, making sure we have cash available when these opportunities come about, right? We want to make sure that we have money available for opportunities. And that's what I need to realize too. It's not always about just going in full force, heavy, pushing trades, trying to make them happen and force things that maybe aren't necessarily there. Trust me, I wanted to go all in right here. I was like, I did, but I didn't. Like in months prior, I would have been like, all right, we're buying 100 shares right here. It's going to go up. And then it doesn't. So by starting out light, you know, taking a nice little light 10 share position, 10 shares isn't nothing. And of course, it could be to some, right? I mean, I remember when I was trading with 1 share. So just whatever you're comfortable with. We have people in our group that trade thousands of shares. And I got up to, what was it? I think my largest was 1,100 shares on a penny stock last year. And then more frequently, I was doing like 300 to 500 shares. But again, penny stocks are risky. penny stocks are risky. You want to lose all your money? Trade penny stocks, right? You got to be quick. You got to have those speed, what are they called? Hotkeys. You got to have hotkeys where you're like, hit K and you sell, and you hit L to buy, and you hit I to sell, and then you just buy and sell. I mean, and capital. Maybe we'll get to there, once we get over $25,000 on this account. Maybe we'll do some scalping like that if it makes sense and it's a way to be profitable. But beginning of the year, I traded a lot of Mara, a lot of Bitcoin, of course, when it was going up. And then, I mean, I was not going to wait around for the NASDAQ to recover. I was like trying to figure out a way to, I was trading this horizontally. And then when it started selling off, I was like, well, how do I trade this? SQQQ. SQQQ. A triple leveraged ETF that goes against the market. The market sells off 5%, guys. This thing goes up. Look at this. From $35 yesterday to $41. It went up 17%, guys, in like, what, 30 minutes? 31, I'd say about 2 hours. It went up 17%. Now that is a move. Okay, QQQ selling off. Now, again, we're still being patient. I would love to load up down at this level at 40s. We were talking about it, getting in at $40. It didn't go down to our $40 limit. So I'm not going to buy anymore, right? It doesn't make sense to me to buy any at these levels. I already got 20 shares at 41. What we're going to want to do now is test 41.71. Is it going to break out of 40? Is it going to break out from this resistance level and push up, or are we just going to get another solid rejection? Again, it's rejected yesterday after hours once, twice, and it got rejected once already pre-market. So, in retrospect, we're talking about QQQ. We want QQQ to sell off more, in my opinion, for my trade to work. But at the same time, I would not mind the slightest bit if this thing began to rally to get into TQQQ. Right? I could still buy 30 shares of TQQQ. This thing rallies and goes up. We're going to make some money. And it still can do that because why? We have a critical level here still right below. Okay, let me draw for TQQQ too. 5160. 5160 right there. Okay. 5160. And to some people thinking, because now I'm shorting now more. A lot of people could be thinking, look, this is a buy zone. This is what I would be thinking. This is support. Obviously, it's going to be a buy zone. There's going to be a ton of people loading up on calls in this area, on longs in this area, because it's a buy. It's a support level. It's a buy zone. And anytime there's a buy zone, you buy, right? I mean, this goes back to August 2024, April 2024, and even January of 2024, guys. We are back to January 2024 levels, okay? So within a month or two, a few months, it's given back a year's worth of its profits. A year's worth. It took an entire year to get up to 540 for it to give it all back and go to 450 in 41 days. Wow, 41 days to give back a year's worth of appreciation and profits. Is that crazy? Is that freaking nuts? And so do you think, I would think this would be a buy zone area. But we have to remember, history repeats itself. Patterns tend to repeat themselves. But when there are catalysts in the market that affect everything, right? Like these tariffs, Trump, retaliation with other countries, are they going to go along with these tariffs? Are they not? Are they going to stop? Are they just going to stop delivering to us? They just going to cut us off? There's so many things that could happen moving forward. A lot of uncertainty. And when there's uncertainty, it actually is not good for the market. Okay, uncertainty can be just as bad as them saying we're all effed. We're all screwed. Okay. People want certainty, and when there's a little bit of certainty, then at least we know the markets will go up. But when uncertainty is around, there's a lot more fear. And let me tell you what, we are looking really greedy. Maybe I have these flipped around. I might have these flipped around. I don't know. Let me know. Let me know, guys, if any of you have any experience with the VIX, market volatility index. I believe I have it correct. When it's above the moving average, it's greedy. When it's below, it's fear. But that is a lot of greed. Holy moly. Maybe I got it backwards today. Maybe I got it backwards. All right. All right. Got 9 votes now. 9 votes. QQQ sell off to 450 or lower today. 44% say yes. 56% say no. What's your thought process behind it? What's your overall? Is it just what you think? Did you hear something about news? Some kind of news catalyst today? I'd love to know what you think. Okay, after this sell-off, it's going to come back up and retest the moving average, I would believe. This support now. See that support level? How it pushed up, broke through it, pushed up, broke through it, couldn't find support. Now it's below it. It's going to be acting as resistance, okay? We're up a few bucks on our position, nothing too crazy. Again, direction. Direction's going to be in our favor. Then I would love to add more to SQQQ. If it's going to reverse and we actually start seeing signs of it going up, then I'll get out of my SQQQ position and I'll get into TQQQ. Okay. Again, this is a loading phase. This is a do both, honestly. I could load up on TQQQ. I could, well, not necessarily. That would have been better, you know, to buy down here and sell up here and then now get ready for that bull pattern, right? But a lot of consolidation right now. So again, just waiting. It's not making higher highs. It's not making lower lows. And just like we've seen here, a lot of consolidation. It didn't know what to do. Began to sell off. Everyone got excited. And then it just skyrocketed up. And then got rejected, right? Previous day, stayed below this level. Sold off a little bit. Tried to push up. Didn't really know what it wanted to do. A little choppy in this area. And then found its level and pushed up. Right here, clear indication it was selling off, pushed up, consolidated for like 4 or 5 minutes, and then sold off. So that's all we're waiting for today. All right, I've got 16 minutes left on our goal for the day. 1 super chat will give you a free Q&A with me, yours truly, or a roast session, whichever one you'd prefer. I'd leave it up to your choice, since you will be super chatting. I think you can even put $1. I think it's as low as $1, $2, something like that. And yeah, you can decide, hey, I want a Q&A. I'm going to ask this guy a million questions, or I'm going to get him online and roast the crap out of him and make fun of him live in front of everyone. I guess it just depends on your personality, really, right? Oh, man. I'm cool with it either way. I can take it. I'm a big boy. Could also dish it out, too, so be careful. Just kidding. All right, all right. Looks like it is still continuing to sell off. Now remember, some of the top holdings for QQQ is Apple. Apple is one of those top holdings. Not looking so good. Huge sell-off. Microsoft. Nvidia. Okay, also not looking very good. Amazon. AVGO, Broadcom. Meta. Meta is not looking. None of these are looking good. Netflix, huge push up and a rejection. Costco, big push up to 975 and got rejected. Tesla, Google, and TMUS or T-Mobile, again, pushed all the way up and got rejected. So those companies make up the majority of QQQ. I believe Apple is a 13% holding or a 9%. It's the highest. So when Apple sells off, then you would expect QQQ to sell off as well. We're going to bring up the holdings. The tariffs, I mean, the tariffs aren't looking good either, man. Holdings, March 27th, 2025. That's probably going to be the best one we're going to see. Apple is at a 9% weight. Okay. Watch out for your eyes, guys. Sorry, kind of hurt my eyes. Let me reduce that a little bit. There we go. There we go. We don't care. Well, I guess we could see shares. So Apple, can we do this? Yeah, we could do this. Boom. 9% weighted for Apple. Microsoft, 8%. You might as well just say 8%. Nvidia, 7.5. Amazon, 5.74. We can even pretty much line these up, guys. That's why I have them here like this, by weight. Amazon 5.74, Broadcom 3.6, Meta 3.5, Costco a little bit under 3, Netflix 2.7, Tesla 2.6, Alphabet 2.5, another Alphabet 2. So 5, just say 5% basically on Google with the two different alphabets, and then T-Mobile at 2%. And then of course I got Costco, Pepsi, Palantir, QCOM, Adobe, Intuit, Advanced Micro or AMD, AMGN. So these are all their holdings, but as you see, as it goes down, they're a lot less significant, right? MU, Starbucks, CrowdStrike. What they do a good job though is by restructuring their holdings. So like if you would have looked at their holdings from a year or two ago, it was all mostly tech, like way heavier in tech. And now it doesn't seem like they're as heavy in tech, which is fine. I watched a whole video on how they structure change, and it's good, right? They're for their investors. So when this starts going down aggressively, they're like, uh-oh, how do we fix it? Let's sell some of this, let's buy some of that, let's recalculate and adjust. And that's how these ETFs continue to outperform the market even sometimes, or do a really good job in performing with the market. So as of 4/1/25, information technology is 49% holding, 15% in communication services like Meta, Netflix, T-Mobile, EA, Trade Desk, and then 14% in consumer discretion like Ross, Lululemon, Airbnb, Marriott, DoorDash, Starbucks, Tesla, Amazon. 6% in consumer staples, 5% in healthcare, 5% in industrial, 1% in materials, 1.5% in utility, 0.5 point in energy, financial, and real estate. So the majority is in information technology, okay? And the big influence, whenever these markets go up or down, a lot of that influence is from those individual stocks. And what's even crazier, I watched a whole video talking about how most of these companies are invested in each other. So like Nvidia has Apple has holdings with AVGO, Netflix holds Meta, Meta holds Tesla, Tesla holds other companies, and as they're holding all these companies, they actually rise and fall kind of together, right? They're all kind of going up and down, which is insane. When I watched this video and looked a little more into it, it makes sense. You know, Apple doesn't know what to do with millions of dollars, billions of dollars, so I'm going to buy some shares of Nvidia and Amazon, Meta. Another way to make money. And then they're going to do the same, and kind of like the whole BlackRock thing, where BlackRock owns basically everything. It's like 80% of everything. Anyways, going on a rant, just waiting for the markets to sell off, basically. but they are selling off. We are going to be testing this 41.75 pretty soon. We're going to see if we get a breakout. If this does break out, then we will be adding more to our SQQQ position. We're up 1% or $10. That's nothing. That's nothing, guys. We want to see this thing really push up, and it can. This can very, oh, let me see if we can get out of this right here. There we go. This can very easily push up from 41.75 to next level, 44, $45. It can go even up to 50 to even $55, depending on how much the market sells off. Which means even my little 20 shares, we could be up $100 on 20 shares, you know, very easily. Here we go, quick flush. Again, loading zone, could be just a loading zone here for the bulls. A lot of them stepping in at exactly at $52. Oh wait, my bad, QQQ, exactly stepping in at 455. So a lot of people thinking 455 is a good level to buy the NASDAQ, and it could be a fantastic level. This could be the last time you see 455 for another year. But I guarantee you in January, in April, and in August, they all thought the same thing, because this continues to go back to 455 levels. 55 levels. Once, twice, 3 times, now 4 times within a year. Okay. See if this is a little fake out here. Again, just waiting for confirmation. Got 20 shares, but really not doing much with it. Pretty much flatline. If this does rally, I'd love to sell my SQQQ position and get in on TQQQ for a nice $6 per share rally. I think a lot of people are expecting that today, but the rally doesn't have to happen. And we want to make sure that we're not just taking trades to take them. We want to be calculated. Did I lose you guys in the live? You guys still doing okay here? It says I am. Yeah. Well, that might be where we end the live stream, though. We've been going live for about an hour. I will give you updates in our Discord on whether what I do, right? What's QQQ doing? Not doing much. So I'll keep you updated in the Discord and go from there, guys. Are we going long today, or are we shorting the market even more? Just a final note, got 20 shares of SQQQ and just waiting to add more to this, or sell out of that position and get into TQQQ. And we're going to find out. I'll keep you guys up to date in the Discord. Remember to subscribe to the channel. Check out the recap video for later today. And tomorrow's Friday. So we'll see you for another day of trading. I'm going to stream it all live for you to watch. So appreciate your time. Like always, remember, let's end the year on a green note. And have a great day, guys. Oh, and follow me on Instagram. I have a ton of stuff on my stories. I talk a lot about the tariffs, keep you even more up to date with certain stuff like that, trends and overall news in my Instagram. Second link in the description. And maybe I'll start pinning the comment in the comments section. But it's Johnny Trades -LTE. You can check that out. And yeah, all right, guys. We'll see you later. Have a great day.